Welcome to Little English Studio, where English learning meets the inspiring stories of the world's greatest people. Here, we tell powerful life journeys in clear and simple English, so you can improve your English while discovering lessons of courage, kindness, and hope. Today, we bring you the incredible story of Edith Cavell, the British nurse who became a symbol of humanity and sacrifice during the First World War. She is remembered not only for saving lives on both sides of the war, but also for her unshakable courage in the face of death. Her story is one of compassion, bravery, and the belief that helping others is more important than politics or borders. Edith Louisa Cavell was born on 4 December 1865 in the small village of Swardeston, Norfolk, England. Her father, Reverend Frederick Cavell, was the local vicar, and her mother, Louisa Sophia, was a gentle and supportive figure. The Cavell family was not wealthy. They lived a simple life in a modest vicarage. From an early age, Edith was taught values of honesty, service, and faith. Her father often reminded her, "We are here to serve others, not ourselves." This lesson shaped her entire life. As a child, Edith was active, curious, and caring. She loved painting flowers and landscapes, enjoyed playing outdoors, and often helped her mother care for sick villagers. When someone in the parish fell ill, Edith would bring them food, comfort, and sometimes medicine. These small acts planted the first seeds of her future calling. At school, Edith was intelligent and hardworking, though not always the top student. She loved languages, especially French, and she showed a natural talent for teaching younger children. But more than anything, she was known for her kindness and sense of responsibility. After finishing her schooling, Edith worked as a governess. In the late 19th century, this was a common job for middle-class young women. She first worked for families in England, teaching children manners, reading, and languages. Later, she travelled to Brussels, Belgium, to work as a governess for a wealthy family. Living in Brussels opened her eyes to a new world. She learned fluent French, enjoyed Belgian culture, and gained confidence as an independent woman. She loved the beauty of the city, with its wide streets, markets, and music. Brussels would later become the place where her life's destiny unfolded. After several years abroad, Edith returned home to Norfolk. In 1895, her father fell seriously ill. Edith, now 30 years old, cared for him with great devotion. She nursed him back to health. This experience made her realize her true calling, nursing. In 1896, Edith decided to follow her vocation and entered nursing training at the London hospital under the guidance of the famous matron Eva Lux. Nursing at that time was demanding and often underappreciated. Hospitals were crowded, dirty, and dangerous places. Nurses had to work long hours with little pay. Edith, however, was passionate and determined. She quickly became known for her efficiency, calm presence, and dedication to patients. She worked at St Pancras Infirmary, treating the poor and destitute, and later at several other hospitals in London. Her training was tough, but she thrived. She believed nursing was not only about medicine, but also about compassion. "Nursing is caring for the whole person," she would say. Over the next 10 years, Edith gained experience in surgery, infectious diseases, and hospital management. She also worked as a private nurse, attending wealthy families, which gave her a wide view of society's inequalities. In 1907, Edith Cavell's life took a decisive turn. A Belgian doctor, Dr. Antoine Dippage, invited her to return to Brussels to help establish a modern nursing school at the Birkendale Medical Institute. At that time, nursing in Belgium was poorly developed, and many nurses had little formal training. Edith accepted the offer. She became matron of the school and quickly transformed it. She introduced modern nursing techniques, discipline, and high standards. She trained young Belgian women not just in medical skills, but in responsibility, hygiene, and dedication. Her influence spread rapidly. By 1910, Edith was considered one of the leading figures in Belgian nursing. She was respected not only by her students, but also by doctors and patients. She published articles on nursing and emphasized that a nurse's duty was to all humanity, not only to one's own people. Little did she know that this belief would soon be tested in the most extreme circumstances. In August 1914, the First World War broke out. Germany invaded Belgium, and Brussels was quickly occupied. Life changed overnight. Hospitals were overwhelmed with wounded soldiers, both Belgian and German. Civilians lived in fear, food was scarce, and violence was common. Edith Cavell chose to stay. Many foreigners fled, but she believed her duty as a nurse was more important. "I can't desert my post when men are dying," she said. Her nursing school became a Red Cross hospital, caring for wounded soldiers from both sides. Edith treated Belgian, French, British, and German soldiers with the same compassion. She famously said, "I can't stop while there are lives to be saved." Her sense of justice and humanity impressed everyone, but soon she was faced with an even greater moral challenge. After the German occupation, many Allied soldiers were trapped behind enemy lines. Some were injured, others were lost or cut off from their regiments. If captured, they faced prison or death. Edith Cavell began secretly helping these soldiers escape. Working with a Belgian resistance network led by Philippe Bourque, she sheltered soldiers in her nursing school, gave them food, medical care, and false papers, and guided them to safe houses. From there, they could escape through neutral Holland and return to Britain. Between 1914 and 1915, Edith's network is believed to have helped over 200 Allied soldiers escape. Each time, she risked her own life. The German authorities had made it clear, anyone caught assisting enemy soldiers would be executed. Still, Edith continued. For her, it was not about politics, it was about saving lives. In August 1915, the German secret police discovered her activities. Edith Cavell was arrested on 5 August 1915. She was taken to St. Gilles prison in Brussels. For weeks she was interrogated. The Germans wanted her to confess and betray others. But Edith showed great courage. She admitted helping soldiers escape but refused to reveal names. Her honesty ironically sealed her fate. She was put on trial in October 1915 with 34 others. The trial was short and unfair. On 9 October 1915, she was sentenced to death by firing squad. She was only 49 years old. On the night before her execution, Edith was calm. She prayed, wrote letters to her family, and spoke with the Anglican chaplain, Reverend H. Sterling Gahan. To him she said her most famous words, "Patriotism is not enough, I must have no hatred or bitterness towards anyone." These words captured her spirit of forgiveness and humanity. On the morning of 12 October 1915, Edith Cavell was led to a firing squad outside Brussels. She stood tall without fear. She was shot at dawn. Her death shocked the world. News of Edith Cavell's execution spread quickly. In Britain, she became a martyr and symbol of German brutality. Propaganda posters showed her as an innocent angel, cruelly killed. In America, which had not yet entered the war, her death influenced public opinion against Germany. But beyond propaganda, many admired her true courage. She had not died for hatred or revenge, but for compassion and duty. Leaders, writers, and ordinary people honored her sacrifice. After the war, Edith Cavell's body was returned to Britain. In 1919, she was given a state funeral at Westminster Abbey, attended by thousands. She was then buried in Norwich Cathedral, near her childhood home. Memorials were built in her honour, a statue in Trafalgar Square, London. Hospitals, schools, and streets named after her in Britain and Belgium. In 2015, the centenary of her death was marked with ceremonies across the world. But her greatest legacy is not the statues or ceremonies. It is her message that humanity is greater than nationalism and compassion is stronger than hatred. Edith Cavell's story is not just a story of war, it is a story of humanity. She believed that every life mattered, friend or enemy. She showed the world that even in times of cruelty, kindness can shine. Her final words still inspire us today. Patriotism is not enough. I must have no hatred or bitterness towards anyone. This is the story of Edith Cavell, the nurse, the heroine, the woman who gave her life so that others could live.